Check. Check. Check, check, check. All righty. Check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. I've got to get used to these headsets. Let me go and find the actual podcast. Let's see here. Well, I can't find the actual podcast. That is disappointing. Let's go back, go back, go back, go back. What's up, everybody in the chat? I'm just lost trying to find the actual podcast. So, let me do this. Let me go to YouTube. I just got a brand new tablet. Let me see if I can find it on here. Usually this works. Shout out to the subs that are watching. Let's see here. Shout out to the subs. All right, so I found it. But man, it was, what the hell? It's not letting me see the chat. Well, by God. Let me do it like this then.
Hey, what's up, Craig? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. I'm trying to find the actual podcast. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Yeah, I'm trying to actually find it on YouTube. Here it is. I'm trying to use this new creator studio. So shout out to the people in the chat. All right, I'm here now. I got the headset on. I'm trying to retire the blue microphone, and I've got this new Artist Steel series. I got it for $50 at Best Buy. I almost couldn't get it working the other day. I about took them back to get the Corsairs, but this one is pretty good. I recommend it. The Artist 3 Steel series. So shout out to them. So well, shout out to the people in the chat. Hit that like button as you come in. Andre 6K, how you doing? JP Loco, how you doing? Triple J is back. And Jemiah Dixon is here. Shout out to my special guest, Jemiah Dixon. How you doing this morning, early young man?
I'm doing good. Just trying to finish my move, but arguing with people on Twitter about the Epic Store.
Yeah. What was going on with that? I was off yesterday, and I came home, and there were people getting upset. What is going on with that? Why are people not understanding that exclusive content is good?
No, it's not the exclusive content. I can care less if they made every game for PC exclusive to Epic. The problem is the store itself. The store itself is missing basic features. They just added search and preloading like a couple weeks ago. They still don't have mod support and other things like that. You know what I mean? Like they don't have refunds. Like this thing, they don't have automatic refunds. It's not about the exclusivity. It's about the store itself, and people don't seem to get that who are not, I guess, a PC-minded, oriented player. You know what I mean, gamer.
Yeah.
So I just hate when people who are mostly on console sit here and try to be like, "Oh, PC gamers are crying about the Epic Store." I'm gonna buy a control on the Epic Store. You know what I mean? I'm gonna buy the Outer Worlds on the Epic Store. Like, I have no problem with the store itself. So hopefully, when those games come out, they will have these basic features that every other store enjoys. You know what I mean? Like,
Right
how
now,
is that is that a
control
crime against humanity to say we want the same
feature.
features as the current store?
Right
This
now,
is
is Epic
2019.
free or is it a subscription like the
Epic's free.
Origin? Okay,
Epic's free. I think
okay.
the games may be cheaper, but the thing is, like I
Mhm.
said, if you don't have basic features, like how if PC players are more geared towards modding games and things like that, and you don't
Mhm.
have that as a basic feature for a PC store, why should people um buy into that store, that platform?
Well, let me ask you, why? How do you mod a game? I mean, how do you go in and break the code? Because that's just what a mod is doing, right? They're breaking the source code.
Oh yeah, some games have like Bethesda's good. They have like creation kits and stuff like that, so you can
Yeah.
mess with the assets. But basically, you either just this either the creators have their own tool sets that you can use to manipulate the game, or somebody just creates one, and then people just add assets basically to the that toolkit, and it modifies the game.
Oh, okay. So it's like a dev kit. They give you like a mini dev kit.
No, it's basically like you have like the engine kit, basically
Yeah.
engine tool set to change things around if you want to.
Oh, okay. So
So you can
people were
add skins and stuff like that and items.
all right. So people were mad that that the Epic Store got exclusive content. Now is Control only going to be on the Epic Store? Have they, or is that going to be Epic and Steam and?
All these games are going to be probably a year exclusivity to the Epic Store. And
Wow.
and the thing is, the people who don't want to use the Epic Store, they're gonna wait until they come out on Steam. So,
Yeah.
but for people to try to jump in here and be like, "You guys are crybabies," mind your goddamn business. How about that? You know what I mean? You worry about your own platform, your preferred platform, and stop worrying about other people's preferred platforms.
Well, I mean, again, yeah, I don't know why people are complaining. I've got an article here. I mean, this one dude, Widowmaker, online on Twitter, has been absolutely. He went full retard about crossplay, and so I've got an article here from 3 years ago that says why Microsoft. They literally talks about Microsoft having to do crossplay and why they had to do it. He could never find it, and I've always had it for cases like this. You know, kind of like in the Matrix when they would use those EMPs to stop those machines. So it's kind of like, well, you don't want to use these, but we will use these. You know, so but yeah, just retarded. I mean, still talking about crossplay because they've got no exclusives. So to them, having an exclusive is anti-consumer. They actually think that Detroit Become Human. It's Detroit Become Human is not made by Sony. It's made by Quantic Dream. Sony published it. And people got to understand that Quantic Dream originally went to Microsoft with Heavy Rain. Like they went there, they begged Microsoft. Microsoft said, no, we don't like the content. They thought it was too adult themed. It is a pretty adult themed game. And so they went to Sony, and Sony said, yeah, well, we like it. We'll publish it. And then they came out with Beyond, which was garbage. Okay, which was straight garbage, you know. But Detroit Become Human, Sony wasn't going to publish that. They made David Cage build a 5.5-minute demo. It's called Kara. And then when they saw that, they were like, all right, we'll publish this one too. But that's it, you know. But it is the Microsoft device that went ahead and did it. But I think what Epic is doing is fine. It's big dog, big nuts.
No, I think it's fine too. And people are like, oh, I don't understand the problem. You don't understand the problem because you're not invested in this platform or this world. You know what I mean? Of course, you don't understand the problem. Eventually, the Epic Store will have all the features rolled out, and they'll implement everything, and people will move on, like they did from Origin and other Uplays and everything like that. People think there's arguments about exclusivity, and it's not. I mean, some knuckleheads might be arguing that, but that's not the main focus of the PC players who are outraged about the Epic Store. It's about the features, the lack of you can't even get user reviews in the Epic Store right now. You know what I mean? Like basic things like that. We don't have that, and we want that as PC players. Just because console players accept anything from from their masters doesn't mean we have to.
I don't disagree, but all right. So I see what you're saying. So if you have Steam, there's a lot more things available on Steam or other stores. And Epic doesn't have it, but Epic is buying software and making it exclusive. And well, yeah, because I get it. If you're going to buy Control on the Epic Store, and if Control is trash, it's you're stuck with it. Is that what you're saying? You can't get a refund?
They said they're gonna have refunds, automatic refunds, of like 6 months maybe. So.
Oh, okay. All right.
The article's a little old, so I'm pretty sure they're still releasing new features to the store as we speak.
Yeah.
But until that happens, why should I be, skipping down the freaking street, happy about the Epic Store having exclusive games?
Well, to me, it's about Epic trying to make themselves relevant. So I think that's for me, that's fine. It's like I guess is the Epic Store new? Is it just like they're the newest thing? Or
the Epic Store before, I know I downloaded the Unreal Engine 4 off that, and I was doing a little tinkering, with assets and making, trying to make a game, whatever. But so the Epic Store has been around. I think they just added the games features to the store, and they didn't implement any features or things like that. Like you couldn't even search for games until a couple weeks ago. How crazy is that? I couldn't type in Control and then it come up. I would have to like scroll down this terrible format, to look for this game.
So I see what they're doing. They're like the new store, but they don't offer a lot of the stuff.
Yeah, it's like this company came through, right? They say we're gonna sell Jordans exclusively in our store,
right?
But we haven't built the store yet. We just have a bunch of Connexes, full of shoes outside in the parking lot. Like that's basically what they said and what they did.
Ultimately, that's what Michael Jordan is going to do. A lot of people don't know that.
Like I said, I'm not here to bash the Epic Store. I think people are thinking that PC players are mad at the Epic Store. We're mad at the fact that they at least didn't have the decency to put out these basic features before they started buying exclusive games.
Yeah.
And the game's not exclusive because it's coming to Steam anyways. So it's not exclusive. It's only timed exclusive.
And it's on console too, right?
Yeah, and it's on console. Like I might get it on PS4, but because of the exclusive content.
Yeah, no, I'm getting that on PS4 because of the exclusive content. So
I heard the frame rate's a little janky, so I'm gonna wait on that. I would probably get it on PC if the frame rate's not up to snuff.
Oh, well, the frame rate's gonna be trash with something like that. I mean, just the way that game is working, that's just something. But to me, if you're on console, that's something that you take. It's like, okay, I'm taking the convenience of the console and me putting the disc in or whatever, downloading it, and the game's gonna work for the most part. But I'm not gonna get the same smooth frame rates. I'm gonna have some issues with frame rates. It's just it's
not if you have the X.
Well, the X, hell, we see that now. I mean, it's shit fired. All these games that have come out that are multi-plat are running better on the PlayStation, at least this year. I mean, I can't speak for the rest, but I've been really paying close attention to it. And this year, Resident Evil runs better. Ace Combat runs better. And so and those are multi-plat games. So but God, if you want a smooth, buttery game, get that MLB The Show. I'm playing that at 1440p. I don't know what the frame rate is, but it is smooth. Like I said, it is butter smooth. So
yeah, like Horizon Zero Dawn, like that's the smoothest game I ever played at 30. Like that shit does not feel like 30. Like,
no, I agree with that.
Horizon Zero Dawn is like a testament to engineering prowess. You know what I mean? Software engineering prowess. Like that game has like 0 to no glitches. Like I don't ever remember any glitches in that game.
And Guerrilla Games said that's only 70% of what that engine could do.
Yeah, that's why Kojima's going to take it to the next level. So hopefully Horizon Zero Dawn 2 gets all those benefits of Kojima's changes and tweaks.
Yeah, he'll share. That's the one thing that I can't say that's required. This is kind of a professional courtesy. It's like you're using our engine, that's fine, but I guess technically it's a Sony in-house engine. it's kind of their version of the Crisis Engine. But yeah, I've always said to people before, I think my personal opinion, Horizon's the best RPG ever made. RPG. I'm talking about going back to the King's Quest games on PC back in the day where you had like 8 floppy disks. It's better than that, and that was epic. But I've never seen anything like Horizon Zero Dawn. Just that blew me away. It's not perfect, but I thought it was better than Witcher 3, which pisses off the Xbox community because they stand by The Witcher Part 3. And I'm like, look, the base Witcher game with no DLC is not as good as Horizon Zero Dawn. If you want to add in the DLC for The Witcher, yeah, I give the edge to The Witcher. I will, because those games, that Blood and Wine, is great. That's a great, I think like Black Bomb was saying a couple years ago, that's a great game. That's, so.
I have The Witcher 3 with all the DLC. I never got into it because the combat to me is too floaty. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like that combat. Like, that combat is not, it's not good. Like, compared to Horizon Zero Dawn, where you can just set up traps and all kind of, Horizon Zero Dawn is such a great game. Like, that's my game of the gym right there. Yeah. Like, I love that game.
Yeah, I think
so I'm a little biased, I guess.
Yeah. Well, Digital Foundry said it was they said it was the technical it's like their game of the gym. They said it's an achievement masterpiece with HDR, and they thought that that horse game, the Sick Humor Loves, Red Dead 2. They thought Red Dead 2 on Xbox would capture it, but when they found out it had fake HDR, they had to back off of it. They're like, look, they got 8-bit encryption HDR Red Dead. It's 10-bit on a Horizon, so Horizon still has the nod. So, but everything else is about even.
We know that you can't just you can't have an old ass i1 processor and then slap in a freaking 2080 Ti and think it's gonna, think it's gonna improve, that much. Like when you're what did you call it? We're just trying to force it with the GPU power alone. The CPU is going to bottleneck the GPU, and that's why you have games running at shaky frame rates on the X. But they're in 4K though. So
cool. And this is that one guy, Widowmaker. We had him on the podcast. Me and J-Dub City a few years ago were asking about the Xbox, like how are they going to do this and have this piece of shit CPU? And he just kept saying power. Like, oh, all right. But yeah, once I understand what bottlenecking is now, because to me, you would have thought that the CPU could make an adjustment, but it's no different. Like J-Dub said, he said, imagine having 2 gallons of having a empty 2-liter and then trying to put 3 liters in there. He said, eventually you're going to overflow and shit's going to start running everywhere. So
yeah, the CPU is the central processing unit. It's just basically like the police officer directing traffic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can have 1,000 F1 cars ready to go, but if the dude can't switch, and tell which things to let go first and fast enough, it's gonna cause a traffic jam. Yeah. And that's what you get with the X. You get a powerful console that's being bottlenecked and gimped by its CPU.
Yeah, and in the games it does look cartoony that are 4K. Besides the driving game, which on one hand they'll say is a technical masterpiece, but then they say it's easy to render. It's like, okay, well, which one is it? I don't get it. Why can't you just be happy with it? So, but I want to read this real quick for Widowmaker because he went full retard. Shout out to Spartan God because he made a good point to me, and I gotta apologize to Spartan God, and I gotta apologize to One Stop for Gamers real quick here. I thought Widowmaker was a cool cat. Let me make that clear. I did, but a couple years ago, he left some comments on One Stop's little comment thing on his YouTube video, and One Stop had saw it. And then when I had him on my podcast, One Stop jumped on and kind of went in on him. Now, let me make this 100% clear. The big homie One Stop, that's my man 50 grand. I thought he had went in a little too strong, but he didn't. He didn't go in strong enough. He knew this dude was an idiot, and he just saw it. I didn't see it. So, and even Spartan God on Twitter, I got to apologize to him because he saw this dude as an idiot. But this is why Microsoft, and this article, guys, is from 3 years ago, March of 2016. This is why Microsoft is pushing for cross-platform online gaming. This is an old article. Everybody knows this. Okay, but you can read this article. I'm not going to read it into the record. I found this, and I'm going to leave the link in the description. I'm going to copy it into the thing here. And but its bottom line is when the internet was first invented, okay, and we were all talking, and we were playing games online from Diablo to Ghost Recon and stuff like that. We thought the consoles were going to do the same thing, but Bill Gates had this wonderful idea with Xbox Live. He locked it to the Xbox. He would not enact any type of crossplay with it, which is fine and fair enough. Which I don't have a problem with this at all. I don't care. Microsoft was not interested in crossplay, but they're forced to do it at this point because they can't afford to lock out the competing consoles. This is from 3 years ago. So this past year in 2018, all of a sudden they start pushing it. Now this was already predicted. Okay, what they did was predicted by everybody. I mean, it's not like this is hard to read. This is all in English, ladies and gentlemen. So, but at the end of the day, it's they talk about it. Sony's market dominating PS2. They're talking about that. So Sony is in the wonderful position where they did not have to do crossplay, even though with the PS3, as Spartan God pointed out, and shout out to Savage Uger, he pointed out, to Widowmaker, they offered it to Xbox. And if you don't believe it, let me see if I can find that article here. Are you still there, Jemiah?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm just listening.
Oh yeah, you can jump in anytime you want, but I'm gonna go back to the. God damn it! I'm supposed to have all this set up. I'm not very professional, is it? No, that's about exclusive content. So
I have no problem with crossplay. I did have a problem with you trying to force a company to do something. You know what I mean? Like, people always say, "Oh, these companies, they need freedom to do." Then also they turn around and say, "Since you don't want to do what I want, we're gonna boycott or we're gonna stir up the pot." It's like. Is that the same thing with the Epic Store? Is that the same thing? One crowd is mad that Sony's not doing crossplay, so they're screaming and complaining about it, and the other side is saying that it's fine. The same thing with any argument. Like, I don't understand why people think that their argument is more valid than somebody else's argument. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Like crossplay, I just don't see the benefits of crossplay. Like. Unless your console or your platform doesn't have enough users to satisfy the game, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and
if you get into a game, it takes 20 minutes to get a match. You probably need crossplay.
Yeah. All right, and here's another article from 2011. Look, 6/20/11. We all agree that's 6/20/11. Jemai, do you agree? Can you go ahead and confirm I'm not lying? That says 6/20/11.
I will confirm it's 6/20/11 at 5 p.m.
So PS3 was already wired to play against Xbox 360, but Xbox didn't want it. It's the truth. There was a horrible, let me make this clear. There was a horrible show on Sci-Fi called Defiance. I mean, it was so bad that my turd turned sideways and tried to go back inside my body. It wouldn't come out my butt. This movie was so bad. But they had a game called Defiance, and PlayStation wanted to do crossplay with Xbox, and Xbox said no. Which, again, let me make this clear, is 100% fine. I don't. Microsoft told Sony to go pound sand, kick rocks, fly a kite, whatever, jump off a bridge, whatever you kids like to say nowadays. That's my generation. That's what we would say. You can go kick rocks, But at the end of the day, Sony was willing to do crossplay last generation. So because Sony did, since Microsoft said no, Sony did not write any policies. They didn't get anything really set up to go ahead and do crossplay. Now, before people say, well, Epic flipped the switch and they turned on crossplay, that's not 100% accurate. Even Epic has come out and said, well, it was a little more than that. But every company has got to write protocol for crossplay. I mean, that's just the way companies are. But you can clearly see this was done. Officially, Xbox 360s and PlayStation 3s can't be wired together, not with finished games. So so Xbox tried to say we don't have the tech available. So the same excuse they used last gen, PlayStation used this generation. But it was okay. It was okay last gen, but that's because Xbox had a huge lead. It was the what do they call it? Mindshare. Shabbat, what do you know it? What does mindshare mean? Because I don't know. I've never heard it before. I've heard of Minecraft, but I've heard of mind bending. What is mindshare?
I think when people say mindshare, that means overall conversations always based on a certain thing. So like back in the day, people always said your parents always called any gaming console Nintendo. You know what I mean? Turn that Nintendo off, whatever. But it's like a PlayStation. You know what I mean? Like because in their mind share, Nintendo were video games back in the day. Now it's PlayStation. Oh, turn that PlayStation off. It could be an Xbox. You know what I mean? But it's the mind share. Like people talk when people come up with conversations.
So like if I were to call a Coke, I order a Coke, but they give you a Pepsi. But Coke's the mind share because everybody just says Coke.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Like, oh, give me a Coke.
Yeah, give me a Coke or something. I got you. I understand.
Or like with like when superhero movies is Marvel has the mind share of superhero movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that I understand that better.
When it comes to the MCU, as far as superhero movies go, people think of Marvel first. You know what I mean? That's their first thought is Avengers. Nobody's thinking about freaking Birds of Prey or whatever nonsense.
Which they
DC's about to mess up.
Well, DC is having a big week right now. They showed the Joker, or it's called Joker with Joaquin Phoenix. They've shown that trailer, and they showed the Birds of Prey trailer. But I get what you're saying.
But think about this though, Craig. See, the people expect all the movies to be in the same universe. You know what I mean? Because of the MCU's mindshare on people. Like people expect these movies to be, all related and then culminate in a huge, Justice League movie. But DC wants to just put different movies, like an elsewhere type of universe.
Yeah.
Which I think they should have stuck with in the beginning, is make it more of an elsewhere type universe than try to copy Marvel and put out Justice League before it was ready.
I see. No, that's you're right. You're 100% right. Because I tried to watch Black Lightning, which was garbage. I tried to watch Black Lightning, and they were like, well, it's not set in the Arrow Flash universe. And I'm like, why? I mean, I was just kind of like, why? It would make more sense if it was in the Flash universe and Arrow universe. So, but Arrow, that's going off the air at the end of this year. And that hot chick that played his girlfriend or wife, she quit. She's like, F this, I'm not sticking around. So
who quit?
The girl that's on Arrow that plays his wife or girlfriend.
Felicity?
Yeah, that's whatever her last name is.
Oh yeah, she's hot.
She's hot. Yeah. Now to me, that girl that played Black Canary, not the one that played her the second time. That girl that played Black Canary the first time, my gosh,
she went to Legends, right?
Woo, yeah, that girl. I mean, she is rocking. I mean, my God, that right there. That's a mulligan for me. I tell my girl, hey, if she comes knocking on the door, I'm getting a mulligan because she's fine. She said my girl swims over David Beckham. Like, I'll give you a mulligan on David Beckham. But on this girl here, I get a mulligan. We did that one night. We were play fighting. So. But Pepsi Cola's and we got you, Socrates. Yeah, we got you. So DCU's a hot mess. Looking forward to Shazam. Good point, JP Loco. But ever since Avengers tickets went on sale yesterday, nobody's talking about Shazam. And look, I'm not saying not to go see Shazam. I've seen Shazam. It is funny. I enjoyed it. So,
Fredo, you do know that Pepsi's original name was Brad's Drink.
Ugh.
And it was changed to Pepsi Cola in 1898, 10 years after Coca-Cola. So
And
When
then
people
Coke.
think of Coca-Cola or cola, it's Coke. It's always Coke. It has the Mindshare, and it will always be Coke. The Coke bottle is so iconic. They even use it to describe women. You know what I mean? Coke
Yeah.
does and has the Mindshare. Pepsi will always be a redheaded stepchild.
Even though Pepsi's good, we're not dogging Pepsi. Shout out to
Oh,
Keith
I like
Pratt.
Pepsi.
Yeah. Yeah. I prefer Coke
But,
in a can, and I prefer Pepsi out of the fountain.
like, I can drink Pepsi fine, but if I drink it with alcohol, you have to have Coke. Nobody mixes Jack and Pepsi. That sounds disgusting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You never heard of give me a Captain and Pepsi.
Yeah.
Nobody says
Too
that.
sweet. Yeah. You want that. Yeah. Coke's not as sweet as Pepsi. Yeah. Nothing tastes. I can't think of an alcohol that tastes good with Pepsi. At least I don't think one. That's one reason why
You know
Coke.
what tastes good with Pepsi?
What now?
Pepsi.
Yeah.
Pepsi tastes good with Pepsi and ice.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah, no, you're right. I can't drink any alcohol with it. When I'm drinking my whiskey, it's got to be whiskey and Coke. You know, I don't care if it's a well or top. You know, but yeah. Oh yeah. So have you? Did you get your Avengers tickets, Jemiah?
I did not.
Damn.
I still gotta get my Shazam tickets.
Oh, yeah, those tickets are easy to get. But Shazam. So I went to the movie tavern yesterday to get my Avengers tickets. And this damn movie's pretty much sold out the whole weekend. I got lucky. I was able to get a couple tickets. But my friend, you used to call it Brad's Cola. So yeah, so it's my friend Brad runs Movie Tavern, and he told me that they're gonna have to possibly get rid of some showings of Shazam and add Avenger Endgame showings because they're under so much. People are trying to buy tickets that crazy, and that's in my area. So I can't imagine what it's like in New York or LA, Chicago, something like that. Yeah, so I'm on a little. I mean, I'm down south, but I'm in a little crumb side. I'm 75.
Well, I live in Colorado, I live outside of Denver, so I'm looking right now. This ticket's available, so I'm not worried about it.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah. I know my city. Yeah, we got slammed.
Yeah, you live in a bigger city, huh?
No, I do not. I do not.
There's so many freaking theaters in my area. There's like 2 Alamo draft houses within 10 miles of me.
Yeah, no, I've got a movie tavern close to me. I've got there's a Cinemark, but it does not have it doesn't have reserved seating. It's just that's why fights start. That's why you'll see a line of people. You'll see a line of people at the movie theater waiting or something like that. So that's why they're waiting to go in, because it's general seating. So yeah, this is a 3-hour movie, so I recommend do not get the big popcorn, I should say.
Yeah, what was I gonna say? I only go to Alamo Draft House. I don't do non-reserved seating movie theaters anymore. Like, once I found this reserved seating, I don't do I'm just gonna walk around and fight over a seat nonsense like back in the day.
Yeah.
You ever been to Alamo? Or is there Alamo?
No, there's not Alamo here. There's not an AMC Prime either.
There's you get in the setup, it's you get a small table, and there's 2 seats per every small table. And you can order alcohol, and when I went to see Captain Marvel, they had these specialty drinks. It was this Creed thing. It had this blueberry.
Yeah, we had that
whiskey thing. Yeah, that shit was sick. Got one of those. Had a nice burger. It was $70, but
Well, that's you all's version of movie tavern then. So
similar thing.
Yeah, because movie tavern. Yeah, I can get the exact same thing, but they called that drink that you got. They called it a marvelous drink.
Oh,
that's what it's called. Okay. Yeah, it's called a marvelous drink. So, and that's just what they called it here. That's just part of their marketing. But let's see my theater. Now, understand this movie went on sale. I'll pull this. You can see my screen. This is gonna be crazy. I'll see this shit.
Yeah, speaking of Captain Marvel, it's about to hit $1 billion.
Oh yeah. We're gonna really give the trolls hell when it does. So this is Saturday. These are already pre-sold. Remember, this movie's almost 3 weeks away. This is Saturday at 3:00. Look, all the seats that are dark are gone. Are gone. Now, if you want to go see it, this is a good seat. I may switch my seat, but the fact that I had to get a Saturday seat is pathetic. You know, that's how. And then Friday, here's my seat on Friday. So here's my screen. Here's my seat on Friday. It's right there. Well, wait a minute. Let me make sure. Because I'm in a different. All right, now see, I'm in a bigger theater on Friday. So, but here's my seat right here. But this is pathetic. You can't get these seats because that's for, you know, people in wheelchairs and handicapped.
Yeah.
And who the hell wants to sit down here? I mean, this right here for my theater is actually not bad. I almost took 5. I went to go see Thor Ragnarok. I sat in 5 at this theater. Good seat. Yeah, that was a good movie. But the fact that this is Friday, and I was looking at Thursday, this is opening night. Gone. This is Thursday's opening night. Gone. Unless you want to sit here. So maybe Widowmaker would sit there, you know, down in front so you can see. but yeah, no, it's that movie's gonna do big business. They're talking about it. It could hit. Somebody asked me if it could make $3 billion, and I said no, because when Avatar came out, it was out for like a year. It just stayed in the theater.
Yeah,
it did. And now you talk about Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel, when it came out, like the next week on Vudu, it popped up. You could reserve it for digital buy. Like already, like 3 days after it had been to the theater. So yeah, you know, which I'm gonna buy that in 4K. I'll go ahead.
I hope. What's the typical theatrical run, like 6 weeks?
13
13? Damn, that's a long time. So, anyways, I guess on week 15, I expect that shit to be on Blu-ray. You know what I mean?
It'll be on video. Remember, it'll be digital first.
Well, at least week 13 or week 15, it should be at least digital, and then week 16 or 17, it needs to be Blu-ray. I'm sick of waiting 3 or 4 months for the freaking movie to come out on like. Come on, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is 2019. People don't want to wait 3 or 4 months to get the movie on Blu-ray. Once it leaves the theaters, it should be on store shelves and digital the same day.
I don't disagree, but we've kind of parlay this into the exclusive things. They're going to digital first to exclusively to push digital content, to push digital sales. But I agree with you. No, let me make that clear. I agree with you.
No, it's always
but yeah,
exclusive deals from like Amazon or Netflix wants to get it first, or Hulu, or whatever.
Yeah, so it's like the Avengers when it came out, Endgame came out, that was on digital. I bought that on the Xbox One, and it looked like straight trash. I mean, it did. It looked like straight trash. So I went ahead, and just 2 weeks later, it came out on video. So I went right up there to Best Buy, and I picked him up. So
yeah, they definitely did ramp up these times in between movie theaters and Blu-rays or whatever. That's why I kind of like Netflix. Like they'll do a limited run. And then they'll just put it right on Netflix. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's a movie in China called Adrift Earth. It's their version of it's a huge movie over there, and it's coming. Netflix, they went over there and paid cash. I mean, they didn't give them a check. They didn't say we'll pay you later. We'll gladly pay you on Tuesday. They paid cash, suitcases of cash over there to that to people that own that, and that's a big movie in China. It's called The Adrift Earth or something like that. So, and it did very well. What's up, Twisted Sin? Oh, the real P3. What's that happening? So, Pablo Thursday, he might get a $20 pass to watch 2 movies a week. Be careful of that pass because a lot of these movies aren't passport friendly. So just be careful. But most of the movies are. But these big time movies, they're not going to let you in there on a passport.
What happened to Movie Pass?
That's what happened to Movie Pass. Is people bought Movie Pass and then they abused it. I mean, because I would have abused it. You give me, I pay you what was it, like $20 or something like that, and I can go see a movie. They start, if you look in the newspaper, I know nobody reads the newspapers anymore. It will say movie is not passport friendly or something like that.
Bro, I legit was like, are newspapers even a thing still? Like, I have to think about that. Like, do they even still print newspapers? Like, I haven't seen a newspaper in so long.
Yeah, I get one. When's my last newspaper I bought? Okay, when Obama got elected for the first time, I bought 3 newspapers. And one of them I'm putting in a time capsule. One of them I'm going to get buried with it. And the other one I just have framed. That's it. I have framed. The 9/11 attack, we actually printed an extra, which, I mean, again, I live in a small town. I mean, an extra. That attack happened at what, 8:40 in the morning. By 3 p.m. There was another newspaper out. So it was just a 9/11 newspaper, and I got that one. So, but those are it, and I get one on New Year's Day because I don't know which football games are on. Like, well, let me see what football game I watch today. But yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, I still read it. Chris Hardy said Obama is newspaper worthy. Well, that was back in 2008, so people were still reading the newspaper.
How much did the last Avengers make?
Yeah, let's find out.
I think that Avengers Endgame
2 billion,
3 billion.
It made 2 billion. You talking about Endgame?
I think it will do 3 billion.
Yeah, you think it'll do 3 billion? Oh, hold on. Let me get my phone. It keeps ringing.
Yeah, Avengers Infinity War made about 2 million, a little bit over 2 million. I think that Endgame will make 3 billion. That's my prediction.
Healthcare. All right, I'm back. People keep calling me about healthcare insurance.
All right,
I got healthcare insurance. So, but it made 2 billion. So, hold on. Alexa, how much did Avengers Endgame make?
The 2012 film The Avengers grossed $623 million.
All right, Alexa, stop.
$57,910
It's telling me about the original
in the United
Avengers.
States, $1,519,557,910
It may be bad. I got this other tablet here, and I can use it over there. No, it is Alexa. How much did Avengers Endgame?
I didn't catch that.
Alexa,
Infinity War.
How much did Avengers Infinity War make? Yeah, thanks.
I don't know that one.
Oh, for God's sakes, it doesn't know. I'm supposed to know that. But it made $2 billion. I do remember that. It's
yeah, it made a lot of money.
Yeah, it made a dump truck full of money.
But I think Endgame has the had the chance to take Avatar's crown. Like any movie, this has to be it. Like this is the last chance I think a movie can have an Avatar's record, because it's so big. The culmination of 10 years. Then you have part 1, which was so crazy. Like people are about to see this movie like 10 times. You know what I mean? In a weekend.
Yeah. Well, I'm seeing it twice. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna see it that opening weekend, and I'm gonna see it the next weekend probably. Or depending on my schedule, you know what I mean? I'll try to see it again.
Yeah, and I might go see it again. I might go see it again on May 1st.
What are the numbers looking like?
What now?
The pre-sale, like.
For this one, I've got it at you talking about for Endgame?
Yeah.
I think it's going to make 278 million opening weekend.
Oh, I think it's got to do like.
That's 38 million more, or 28 million more than the first than Infinity War. Infinity War, it pulls up how much it made over the first weekend, which was 250 million. So, but I think this was going to hit 278 million.
It already smashed every pre-sale record. I think it's going to do over 300 million the first weekend.
Yeah, I wouldn't shock me. My numbers, I always go low. Because remember, I predicted Captain Marvel would do between 103 to 150 to at the high 115 million. At the high, that damn thing made 150 or something like that million, 153 opening weekend. But I enjoy Captain
Black
Marvel.
Panther opened at 250 domestic.
Yeah,
so Avengers is gonna open like 300 easy, in my opinion.
Yeah, good point. So
you think Black Panthers 2 is going to be able to carry on those same numbers?
Depends on casting. They got the same director, the same producer. They got some of the same actors coming back, so possibly.
But you think it was more because of the moment? You know what I mean?
I think the way they marketed it, it became a movement. I mean, they went out of their way to market it real well in the Asian countries. It did real well overseas. It did better than I thought. I thought, okay, it's technically an origin story, and all origin stories on Marvel, they make maybe 640 million. I think that's the mean. I mean, if you combine Doctor Strange and Ant-Man and Captain America, the first Avenger, Captain America, you combine all that together, the mean is like 600. I thought maybe 650 million. But what I did not anticipate were churches, like black churches, getting together on Sunday, and instead of going to church, they went to go see Black Panther.
No.
I mean, that was, you could not anticipate that. You know, when Chadwick Boseman, and I forgot where he's from, but he rented out a theater all day long for people to go watch it. You know, that's what he did. And then all the actors and actresses did it. And, you know, Lupita Nyong'o did that in her native African country. So did Denai Garrard. They rented theaters out all over the world for people to go watch it. Which, again, you can't, you know, people went to, you know, school trips went there. It became a field trip. You know, you can't anticipate that. So, but I think as part of it was the moment. I thought the movie was real good. I thought the third act was okay. I love the first two acts. I mean, you know, I think the first two acts were really good. The third act I thought was real good. I love the ending. I thought instead of a little kid asking who he was, it should have been like an adult that let's say he was a black man. He had a felony conviction, but he was still trying to get a job. Right. And he was upset that he couldn't get a job, and then maybe running into him, you know, and then him saying, "Who are you?" You know, I thought that would have been, for me, that would have been much more visceral. But that's a small bitch and moan. I thought the movie was really good.
Yeah, I like everything about the movie except for the CGI in some parts.
Yeah.
The CGI in some parts is like, come on, Disney, like,
yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Like in the subway station or subway tunnels, whatever underneath, I was like, bro, the CGI is terrible.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
So I hope, like, I mean, we'll see the progress they have made though since then. You know what I mean? So
yeah, well, it's tough when you're watching Infinity War. It's hard to imagine that Thanos is not physically in those shots.
Yeah.
You know, that's how good the CGI was for that. But it took them a while to do that shit. I don't know if people have seen that. That Josh Brolin had to walk around with a stick in his back with Thanos' face on it in front of a green screen when they shot those scenes. So, in the first scene they shot, guess what the first scene in Infinity War they shot? This is a little trivia for you.
Usually, was it the last scene?
It was Spider-Man dying. That was the first scene they shot.
Yeah, they usually shoot crazy out of order.
Yeah. They had to shoot that scene 3 times before they got it right. So, but they finally got what they needed. So, but yeah, I'm excited about going to this movie. Movie theater was packed last night. Everybody's going to go see that movie, Us. Shout out to Mr. Peel. I saw Us. I enjoyed it. Everybody go check that movie out. But shout out to Mr. Peel for making a cheap movie, and that movie's making a shit ton of money. It's going to win the weekend. Yeah.
Here's a Jason Blum formula going down. Make him cheap and then make him cheap but quality. And then make that money.
Yeah. Well, that's what and James Wan did that too. The guy that directed Aquaman. That's what he did. He did cheap horror movies.
Yeah,
you know.
Under Blumhouse though. That's the whole that whole Blumhouse thing.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. All right, well, let's get to the meat and potatoes here, Jemiah, since you jumped on here. I appreciate you jumping on. Are exclusives anti-consumer? First things first, I can't even call them anti-consumer because people don't even understand what that is. So I'm trying to think of another word. Why do you think people are saying exclusive content is anti-consumer? Why do you think they're saying that?
I mean, they're using anti-consumer because it's an easy buzzword. First of all,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean. But I think they're just unhappy with what they're getting on their preferred platform.
Right.
But you're also allowed to buy that other platform too to play those games.
Right.
So, because it's consumer's choice, you know what I mean?
Right.
So,
correct.
in itself, it can't be anti-consumer, you know what I mean? Because you have a choice to go purchase that game on that console.
Correct. Good point.
People are saying that it's anti-consumer because they want to play those games on their preferred console and they don't want to have to go buy the other platform.
They're really saying that.
That's what they're saying. Like Spider-Man's exclusives anti-consumer. Just because Spider-Man is a Marvel IP / Sony IP, but they didn't really know that. But since Spider-Man's like considered like I guess community property, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody can enjoy Spider-Man, everybody can enjoy DC characters. But then when one video game company takes that character and says you can only play this character on my console, people think that they're limiting their choice. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to have to go buy a PlayStation to play Spider-Man. This is anti-consumer. It should be on everything since Spider-Man's a universal superhero icon. You know.
But Sony owns the IP.
But they didn't really know that. You know.
Well, I mean,
people didn't know that.
But a lot of I explained it to everybody. I'm like, dude, look, Sony owns the IP. Here's the deal. That shouldn't matter. You will rule the day that you didn't put this on the world's most powerful platform. Well, let me ask you this, Dan. I've got a screenshot up there from 2015, August. So this was like 4 years ago. Why in the world, where was the outrage when Tomb Raider, because Microsoft supported it, it led to the sequel's exclusive. So that
there's only outrage when the person who doesn't have that exclusive, I guess you would say, is mad about it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like if say they made like what's it, Roblox exclusive to the Switch or whatever, I don't think many people will be upset about that. You know what I mean? I don't think anybody would care about that. You know, but games like I said, when you have IPs like Spider-Man, people thought that they deserved to play that on Xbox One X. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody cares about Roblox or some, like Dream Daddy going exclusive to freaking, the Epic Store or some shit like that. Nobody's gonna talk about that.
Well, I mean, but why do you think that is?
Because people are selfish. They only complain about things that they are affected by. You know what I mean? Like people are like, why are these PC guys crying about the Epic Store? You said it exactly. Why are these PC guys crying about it? Not you. It has nothing to do with you. So walk away. I don't understand. People are like, I'm sick of seeing this Epic Store. Don't look at it. Keep scrolling. You don't have to comment. You don't have to reply. You have the choice to keep it pushing. But you decided upon yourself to jump in the conversation. And then when people tell you to, the mind your business or, F off or whatever, you get all offended. You know what I mean?
That's true.
If you're not invested in that ecosystem, you just see me talk about Switch. I don't care what they do with Switch. They can make the Switch online $1 billion. I don't care. It's right. Affect me. You know what I mean? People only complain about things that affect them. You feel me?
Yeah. I don't. Again, here's another one I put up on the screen. 5 years of Xbox exclusivity. Call of Duty switches to PlayStation. I mean, it's not that it switched to PlayStation. What about the 5 years of Xbox exclusivity? Why was nobody complaining? I mean, I'm trying to make sense of it here. I mean, if exclusivity is bad, why are we upset about this?
It's only bad when you can't enjoy it. That's the bottom line, Craig. You know what I mean? Exclusivity is only bad when you can't enjoy it.
Well, I mean, I didn't care then. I mean, I would say to somebody, I guess,
Call of Duty was PC, then it with the Xbox, so it seemed like a transition because Microsoft, you know what I mean? And I don't think, and Xbox, I mean, back in those days, we were playing like Final Fantasies and a lot of RPGs, you know what I mean? Like, Sony's always had a lot of content that on their system, you know what I mean? So, like, it's not like Sony users were feeling like any kind of void of not having games, unlike Xbox dudes right now. So
you think that's it? Now here's something I love. With 25 million members, Xbox Live is the industry's premier online gaming service that establishes the best in cooperative and multiplayer online play for blockbuster franchises like Call of Duty, says Mark Whitten, Microsoft's corporate vice president of Xbox Live at the time. So now maybe the Xbox community can understand this. The leading platform always dictates what's happening. Why do you think there's all this always online bullshit? That's because Xbox was the leading platform last generation, and their prediction was what? When they came out of E3, what did they say your Xbox had to do? They said it always had to be online. And then all of a sudden you have these games coming out like The Division, like Anthem. It's not like they woke up and said, oh, let's just make a game that's always online. They did it because this is what the leading platform predicted. It was Sony that stuck to the single player offline games like the Uncharted and The Last of Us and the stuff like that you didn't need if you had online, fine, but the primary purpose was the single player campaign. Oh, go ahead, Jamal. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just had to go on my little rant.
No, I forgot what I was gonna say. As far as like I said, when people can't enjoy that exclusive thing, then they have a problem with it. You know what I mean? If Xbox would have had like say a Green Lantern game and Fable did come out, Fable Legends did come out, and Scalebound did come out, and all these games are great. Spider-Man, nobody would be even talking about Spider-Man being exclusive. You know what I mean? It would have been Green Lantern's better or Scalebound's better. You know what I mean? The argument would have shifted to a different direction.
Yeah.
Since they had nothing to argue against, they didn't have no games that compete with Spider-Man or God of War. They didn't, besides Forza, I guess. But you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the argument became, let's somehow figure out a way to slander this game and threaten the developers by saying you should have put this on Xbox because it's not going to sell, and exclusives are anti-consumer because you're going to piss off people. Like people who wanted to play the game played the game. If to this day you still want to play Spider-Man and you haven't played it, I don't know what to tell you. If they come out with a game on the Switch, even though I think the Switch is garbage, and I wanted to play it, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go buy a Switch. I think that PC is the best platform to play games on, which is true. But at the same time, I'm not some knucklehead that's gonna say I'm not gonna play that game because it's on this platform. Like, no, like I think people take my jokes about PC a little bit too far. You know what I mean? I have a PS4 Pro. I play games on my PS4 Pro. Xbox, I can play my games on my PC, so I don't need that. And Switch doesn't have any games I want to play.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. Yeah, right now, if Switch gets Donkey Kong, I'll probably cop one. Or start trying to find one used.
I'm excited, though, Craig, about what do you think about the Switch Mini and the Switch Pro versions coming out? If they get a Switch Pro version that is at least 1080p 60, I'm gonna go buy that joint day one.
What is Switch Pro?
Like a upgraded Switch, like with more power, basically.
Oh, the Nintendo confirmed that?
I think this is a rumor.
Okay. Well, I mean, if they come out with something like that, and they come out with Donkey Kong, I'll buy it. I mean, I'm waiting on Donkey Kong. I plunked hundreds of thousands of quarters, it feels like, into Donkey Kong machines over my young G days. Right. Going to the arcade, with $5 worth of quarters.
For her, so the Switch Pro is confirmed. By who though?
Who's it been confirmed by? Not Nintendo. I mean, if it's been confirmed by Nintendo, fine. But if it's going to be one of those things where it's like AMD allegedly announcing some stuff at a game conference next month, some kind of development conference next month. And I'm just convinced now if AMD says we're going to show you a toilet flushing, somebody's going to make a video about Navi. Instead of just waiting on AMD to do the to come out and do it. Just, which they'll do. AMD will do it, but I'm burnt out on hearing about Navi and not hearing from AMD.
Right, yeah. Like rumors are fun for like the first couple of months. You know what I mean? It's fun to
Yeah.
think about the PS5, but like after a year, it's like it just gets tedious with all these different specs, like 25 T flops. Like, yeah, like, can we stop it? Like, can we tone this down? Like, because I think my thing is, like I said, I think between 10 and 12 is gonna be the max. It's gonna go on T flops wise.
Yeah, I mean, because it's if they wanted to do 4K 60, the minimum is like 10. That's
the minimum's like 8.
Yeah. Well,
You
is
can
it
get away
8?
with 8.
Can you get 8 with 8 T flops? Really?
Yeah,
4K 60?
Yeah.
With high settings?
I don't know about the settings, but you can get 4K 60.
Damn. Really? With just 8 T flops?
You gotta think though, like people understand you still gotta have the RAM. Still need the RAM and the CPU.
Yeah, how much RAM do you think it's gonna have?
I think it should have 16. Like
I think 12.
It should have 16. Like 16 is like most processors or applications don't use more than 16 gigs of RAM. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some crazy like software or like photo or video editor, then yeah, you need more RAM. But other than that, 16 gigabytes is all you need. If you're building a PC, 16 to recommend it. This is
really, I recommend 12 for PC. Because basically not unless you're going to do everything at 4K, you may need more RAM. But if you're just going to be at 1440p 60 with high settings, 12 is fine.
I always recommend go above. When you build the PC, I always recommend get a little bit more, just in case.
A little bit more.
A little bit more. Like I got a 1,000-watt power supply. I mean, I'm not using all that, but what if I'm thinking about getting the RTX Titan? You know what I mean? So the power draw I think was like 600 watts. So like, if I would have had like an 800-watt, power supply, I could have been, shortchanging myself. So always, it's probably less than 600. It's like, I don't know, but it's a lot though. You know what I mean?
That sounds like a lot.
So
Titan Vulcans, good grief.
So you always want to buy a little bit more. You always want to spend a little bit more on your PC parts. Like I got 32 gigabytes of RAM. I'm not gonna ever really use that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got 4 slots. I was like, I don't know, I'm gonna use all those. The guy was like, well, I said, do you need 16, 12, or 8? He said, go ahead and start with 12. And he said, but it's hard to find 4 gigs. That's what he did say.
12 is the oddest number.
Yeah. He said you can get 12, but he said if you can find 4 gigabytes of GDR5 or DDR4, and I think I have DDR4. I can't remember. So, but I think I have DDR4. So,
for your RAM?
In RAM, yeah, I think it's the DDR4.
You don't go higher than DDR4.
What now?
For RAM, there's no higher than DDR4.
Oh, okay. Well, why are people putting in GDDR5 in here?
DDR6 is for the GPU RAM.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Nobody Spartan God, he put that in. So, yeah, he said competitive saying 11 teraflops, 16 gigabytes of GDDR5 RAM. See, I think it's going to be closer to 11.7. But let me tell you this right now. It doesn't matter if it's 11.7 or if it's 12.4. It's going to do the same thing. It will do the exact same thing. Like both these consoles are going to do the exact same things. So it's just going to come down to what games you want to play exclusively. Now, for me personally, I can go get I'm looking for a price drop on the Ryzen 2600 CPU. So I'd rather have a Ryzen 20. The 1600 it's great. It is great, like Dig'em Smacks, so like Tony the Tiger. But everything I've seen online has said to try to go move up to the 2600. So which should drop because the 3000 series of Ryzens are about to come out. So I should be kind of right there in my power zone there to hit one out of the park.
What's the 2600 cost?
I think is it 229? I can look it up real quick. It may be 199. Matter of fact, I started a PayPal drive to try to get a little cash for it.
The 2600X.
What is the 2600? Because they said it's no. Well, let's see here. It's $174.99 on Amazon. But I want that cooler that glows. So this being my vanity sticking out.
Right.
It's 6-core, 3.4 GHz, but I guess it goes to 3.9. I have no idea how it goes faster. But compared to that, to the 2600X, it was saying for cost per performance, the 2600 is winning out over the 2700 for cost per performance. So, yeah, but I wouldn't mind that. People said I could get the Spire cooler without getting the CPU. They're right, but it glows. But it doesn't have the brackets. You have to order the brackets somewhere else. So I'm like, well, I might as well just get the Ray Spire RGB cooler. Let me see how much that is. RGB. Yeah, let's see what Big Daddy gets up on this one.
Spire.
See, right? It's $68 at Newegg, but it doesn't come with the brackets. So, I
was gonna say this one at Amazon comes with the Ray Spire.
Does it glow?
LED. Yeah, it's a Brave cooler with configurable LED illumination. Yeah, it's a circle, right?
Yeah, so the circle that glows.
Yeah. Amazon has the package for $199.
Oh yeah, well there you go. So it's $199. So there you go, guys. So that's but it should come down because the 3000 series, which I'm pretty sure will be announced at AMD's thing. You all know it as I think it's called the Advanced Micro Devices, or AMD. So, which I want people to go buy AMD because I have stock in it. So of course I want you all to go get it. But no, it's I do not think exclusives are anti-consumer. I find it interesting the group of people that are complaining about it are the ones who don't have it. And this one guy on Twitter was like, he's still talking about Detroit Become Human going to the PC. I'm like, well, Sony doesn't own it. So of course it can go wherever it wants to go. It's a third-party game.
And like I said,
with
that new feature, you can stream your games from the PC to your Xbox, right?
What feature?
No, Xbox feature that you can stream games from PC to Xbox.
I've heard about that.
So I don't know if it's all games, but if it is, then you can just stream your fucking Detroit Become Human to your Xbox from your PC, and you know what I mean? All is right with the world.
Yeah, that's right. You can.
I don't know why you do that, but
Yeah, no, that's a very good point. I didn't even think about that. So yeah, this guy that calls himself let me see here. Matter of fact, let me do what Sick did the other day. So I don't know if everybody can see that or not. So this person put this up here, Epic Detroit, the lost exclusive. So I put down still talking about a studio that Sony doesn't own, putting games that they own on another platform. Shaking my head. Thanks for proving the point that the Xbox community is mad as hell that Microsoft first-party games are going to all platforms. And, laugh my ass off. And he put down the studios behind Ori or Cuphead aren't owned by Microsoft. Meanwhile, QD exclusive developed for PS3 4. I put, yep, they are. And maybe, just maybe, the Xbox community shouldn't have acted like they were exclusives. They actually made up the term console exclusive, which is bullshit. Microsoft simply published it to Xbox platform. That's what they did with Cuphead and I believe Ori. I think they self-published. So he put down. Meanwhile, did the PlayStation community make up the term true exclusive? Because to me, you don't need true exclusive. So and it said no, Moon Studio, Ori, MHD Company are second party. Yeah, I know those are second party. 343i, Turn 10, Playground. Yeah, that's why I just told him that. I just put this up here. I just put that right here. So, it's simple. I put Microsoft simply published it to the Xbox platform because those are second party studios. Just like Microsoft published, what's that? what was that game by Insomniac? The one that nobody bought. They were running around chasing zombies and some shit like that. So, but this is how stupid their community is. And I'm gonna put down yes, and this proves my point that MS published those games, but all the other dev studios are first party, and yet those games will be on PC. Also, MS is open to putting first party games on other consoles. That's it. That's what I just get. I just sent that back to him. So this proves my point. You know, they're retarded. So
I mean, this whole exclusive thing is only an issue because of how the console war turned out for Microsoft.
Yeah.
I mean, like, our exclusives are good, but at the same time, when you have your company saying that we don't believe in exclusives, you have to take them at their word. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
when
agree.
They want to say they want to put games everywhere or anywhere, whatever they said, that means they're gonna put them everywhere. You know what I mean? Like, for you to continue to fight this war for somebody who doesn't want to fight is kind of weird to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
Just let it go. Like, Xbox will no longer have, in my opinion, any exclusive games, and that's the end of it. Like, there's no need to start then pointing at other things and going, well, if we can't have exclusives, then they shouldn't have exclusives. You know what I mean? Which is their argument against exclusives, is if we can't have it, then they can't have it, and therefore it's anti-consumer. And this is the whole antithesis of this argument.
Now, say that again. Say that again, because I thought that was perfect. And so I just want to make this clear. If we can't have it, then nobody should have it. Is that
Exactly.
Therefore, it's anti-consumer because we can't have it.
That's the only argument. You know what I mean? Like, you used to go to the clubs and shit. Like, it's awesome when you get to the club and your boy has to connect, and then you go to the VIP. You know what I mean? You get to walk in, and they just let you through those velvet ropes, and you just look at the whole line. Like, that feeling is awesome. You know what I mean? Exclusive. I'm going to the VIP. People in the crowd may not like that because they're in the crowd. They're in the line. You know what I mean? Looking at people walking by, going straight in and having fun, and you got to sit out there for an hour. Nobody likes that. But when you're in that, when you're going through that rope, you know what I mean? You're gonna like it.
Yeah.
Therefore, since I can't get into the club, why should he get into the club before me? You know what I mean? That's anti-consumer. That's
yeah. The club's being anti-consumer because I'm out here at the rope and they walk right in.
I can't get into the VIP.
Or how about this one? You walk into a bar and Jack and Coke is $3.75, but I don't know. Friggin' Maker's Mark is $5.75. Maker's Mark started yelling, they're being anti-consumer because they're selling Jack and Coke. Oh my God, they're retarded. But I'm glad you guys can see that on Twitter. You know, so
I can't even talk to anybody about anti-consumerism. Like, I won't even discuss that. Like, flat earth shit, I refuse to. That's my stance was I would never talk about that again with anybody.
I did that for one whole night, talked about flat earth, and they didn't prove nothing.
Exactly.
And then SpaceX launched those rockets, and then when is it Elon Musk? He had came out and said, well, the reason why we didn't know if we could land those rockets was because the curvature of the Earth. Like, and he just kind of said it nonchalantly. You know, and they're like, why are there satellites all around the planet? Well, because you can't send a straight signal to a satellite. Well, why not? Because the curve of the Earth prevents that. It's like they don't understand that. You know, so now if they want to say, let me make this clear. If they want to say there are anomalies on the Earth, I agree with that. The Bermuda Triangle is an anomaly. Shout out to Vieira Tron. We talked about that that gravity place out, I think it's in California or something like that. Yeah, that's an anomaly. Okay, fair enough. That is an anomaly. But in order for you to prove there's a flat Earth, you're going to have to find another planet like Earth that's flat. You're going to have to go to that planet and run the same experiments here or at that planet that you run here. Then you're going to have to get a similar result. Then you can have a hypothesis. Then you can go to a theory and say, well, I think the Earth is flat. And I said, man, y'all don't have a flat Earth theory. You have a hypothesis that the Earth is flat. Oh, what's up, Pablo the Third? I didn't see you there, brother. Damn.
Bro, Craig, they debunked flat Earth before they even heard of a computer or satellite. You know what I mean? I don't. That's why I can't argue with people about exclusives. I'm gonna stop arguing with people about the Epic Store. I'm gonna stop arguing with people about Anthem because on PC the Anthem experience is totally different from console, and I said that thousands of times, have I not? You're not gonna discount my experience because you're having a bad experience. Just because you go to the club and you go home, with a $1,000 tab and no pussy, and I go home with the baddest chick in the club, doesn't mean you get to say the club was trash. You feel me?
True.
Like I don't understand. Like people are like really taking this console war too personal. I think this is the issue with this console war. How can you prefer not to play a game because it's not on your platform? Like, how can you say, I refuse to play this game because it's not on Xbox or PlayStation or PC or whatever?
Do you think it's the fear of them realizing they're not relevant? I think, because to me, that's what it is. I think it's a ever-ending search of, well, Xbox doing this.
Yo, what's up, Pablo?
What's up,
Pablo? We in New York City, baby. All sunny. That winter season is over. That cold season is over.
It's gonna be cold tonight up in New York.
Is it? Yeah. I just got out the gym. Unlike Diver. Fuck you, Diver. Always talking shit.
Shout out to Diver, but yeah. Oh yeah, there you go. Shout out to, hey man, can you go get you a New York hot dog? Well, that ruin your workout because that New York hot dog is to die for.
Yeah, those hot dogs, they'll get you fat real quick, bro.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So, well, what's going on, brother? Well, shout out to you working out. I love it when black men go work out. That self-improvement is something you should do for yourself, brothers. Don't worry about them hoes and skanks. Do that for yourself. But what's going on, P3? What's happening with you, brother?
Nothing. Like I was saying, just got out of workout. I saw you guys were talking about the whole Avengers thing. I'm pretty excited about that. So I'm gonna go check that out when it drops too as well. So I'm pretty excited all around.
Did you get your tickets?
Not yet. That's why I brought up the that pass thing you was talking about.
Yeah.
I was thinking about getting that. But you was telling me to be careful with getting that for certain movies because they don't allow for I guess certain movies to be used with the pass. So I might just buy a ticket straight up. It's not breaking the bank or nothing. It's a cheap ticket.
It is. How much is a ticket to go up to a nice, see that at I don't know, say a matinee in New York City? What kind of coin you dropping?
How much money you spending on a ticket over here?
Yeah, this on the ticket. No popcorn, no sides. Just you walk in, get your ticket. What do you think? What are you looking at in New York?
I think you're looking at about $20 if you go to like Manhattan, and $12 if you going in like the Bronx or some shit.
$20.
Because like Manhattan isn't like it's deep in the city, so like it's gonna cost a little more. Me and my boy, we paid like 20 something for like a ticket.
Oh. I refuse to just be like, just because it's in Manhattan it costs more. That's just crazy. I'm not paying $20 to go watch a movie, bro.
Yeah, it's retarded, bro.
Now my ticket cost a whopping $8.75.
You get a ticket for $10 at the Alamo, and that's reserved seating. You know what I mean? They get you in the concessions. That's supposed to be their hustle. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be concessions, and that's supposed to be ticket prices.
Yeah, you're right.
It's like $20 too, right?
Yeah, no, they kill you with concessions. That's why when the lights go down, you hear people start opening up shit.
All right.
But Pablo, the movie pass things are a great idea, but it's a lot of them were like, well, you can't use that to go see this movie. Now you may have to wait a month before you can use Movie Pass on it.
Okay.
But that they may accept it. But I know Movie Pass here, and like Jemiah was saying, it went out of business because they basically people couldn't go see the movies they wanted to see. Because I would pay $20 a month, or it wasn't even a month. It was $20. It was like a yearly thing. You just pay. You just go see as many movies as you want.
Oh shit!
Damn. But they figured it out here. They have at least at Movie Tavern, they have $6 movies all day long, Monday through Thursday.
Oh and,
Cinemark does it 6 before 6 Monday through Thursday. So
yeah, I gotta look into that though, cause I could have sworn I seen somebody use the AMC pass for the end game, but I gotta see if it varies on a state to state like basis or whatever.
It's for AMC theaters, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's for their theater, so I'm pretty sure they're not gonna black out movies because you can only use it at AMC theaters.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and I don't think we're getting any more Avengers trailers either. I think that last one we got, which is usually a big trailer, the tickets on sale now trailer kind of is what I like to say.
I'm done with these trailers. Like, I don't want to see any more of this movie. Stop showing trailers.
Facts. And allegedly the stuff you've seen is happening in the first 15 minutes and or you won't see it at all. They just went in and shot these parts for trailers to keep people from guessing the plot and stuff like that. That's why at some point I agree that the people that I watched it have a lot of inside baseball, a lot of inside knowledge about it. I'm going to stop watching them on Friday. I'm just going to, and I'm not boycotting them. I'm just going to stop watching them because I don't want it to be spoiled at all. So.
Yo, what are you guys' like favorite foods like when you go in the movies?
Chipotle sliders.
Like I like the nachos. Yeah, the nachos are really good.
Yeah, for me. What about you, Jemiah? Do you have a favorite when you go in?
Funny enough, the Alamo does not have nachos.
Huh?
The nachos are fucking good, bro.
That's very. But I always go there. I always get me a bacon cheeseburger, so it's all good.
Yeah, well, that's anti-consumer, no nachos, right?
Cheeseburger, side of fries. I think
those are AMC exclusives.
Yeah, it's an exclusive, cuz like you can't.
Yeah. Well, I like the cups. Like for this one, I don't know who's got the cups. That's what I'm waiting on. But any big movie, I got the Star Wars cups. I got the Batman v Superman cups. So I didn't get the Justice League cup because I was still in shock from how bad Batman v Superman was. But yeah, I got to get the cups for this one. I don't know who's going to have them. Cinemark usually has had them, so I'll check that out. So yeah. Our competitor said he eats nothing and drinks nothing. Well, dude, this movie's 3 hours long. So
bro, I also, like the movie taverns and Alamos, they have those specialty menus for every big movie.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what they do. Like maybe some Thanos ribs or something like that. You know what I mean? Like nice little cocktail drink. I'm gonna splurge out, when I see this movie.
Yeah, well,
I wouldn't recommend drinking anything though. Because that's a 3 hour long movie. You don't want to miss a second of that shit, to be honest.
Yeah, drink before you go in, or be prepared.
Bladders, like get out of here.
Yeah, I'm a bladder trained myself on this. So
3 hours, bro. Like imagine laying like in a ditch on the side of a road in Iraq, and you can't do nothing for 3 hours. You know what I mean? Like 5-6 hours just sitting there, like still. So. I'll be all right.
You guys think it's just gonna be like straight up action, kind of like how Infinity War was, where it was just like a little bit of story like in between, but for the most part, it was just like one big ass like fight scene.
I think it's gonna be more. I think it's gonna be slower. That's my opinion. That's not me. Knowing anything. It's gonna have to be slower.
Yeah, the first at least quarter of the movie, they're gonna have to reconcile everything. Get everybody back together, get a plan. So it's gonna take time to get all these pieces in place and get a plan together. And then they set off, and that's when it should kick off. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, my prediction is that they go right after him. He beats them again. They come back. They're upset. They're mad. They're down, and then somehow they find their mojo, and whatever happens after that happens. But I do think because Captain Marvel is there and she's there at the beginning, I think she's gonna figure out she'll want to go after it because that's just her personality. You know, she's confrontational. Even if you watch the trailer when Thor summons Stormbreaker, look at her left fist. She's got it balled up, ready to hit him. You know, so
also though, Craig, if you look at the trailer that just came out for the ticket sales, she's in the ship with them. So she could have flew off by herself, but she decided to go in the ship with them. So I don't think she's just going to take off. I think this is going to be a real team thing. She's probably going to be in the background of anything.
I agree, because this is about the first 6 Avengers. This is about the Avengers that saved New York and all that kind of stuff. It's not about the new Avengers. I mean, nothing about the new Avengers. I'm not saying that is inside baseball, but your newer Avengers are Scarlet Witch and friggin' Vision and War Machine. It's not about them per se. This is about the cats that save New York City. So it's their movie.
They gotta beat Thanos. Then you gotta leave at least 30 minutes plus for time for eventually whoever dies. You know what I mean? You gotta have those passing the mantle, the new Avengers, which is probably gonna be led by Captain Marvel since she just hit $1 billion. I think either Captain Marvel or Black Panther will be the new leader of the Avengers going on. I think Iron Man, I think Captain America, and I think Thor are done. I think Thor is going to fly back to his planet, Asgard or whatever, try to resettle Asgard, new Asgard, and we can get some new gods and spin-offs with him in those movies.
That'd be cool.
But I think as far as that, they're trying to move on because the contracts are up, and I don't know if Chris Hemsworth is going to sign a new contract with Thor.
But he wants to, but his contract's up.
Yeah, but I doubt. What's his name? Steve Rogers. What's his real name?
Chris Evans.
Yeah, I doubt Chris Evans wants to come back. But Robert Downey Jr. doesn't want to go away, so I don't know.
Yeah, well, Robert Downey Jr. he's making $50 million off this.
Damn.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And that's why the movies cost so much to make, because they're making so much money. I mean,
he's getting money in the back.
Is he the most paid actor on the
but to his credit, let me defend him here. One, you got to know what you're worth, and number two, he set the template. The reason why the MCU, the color patterns, that was Downey Jr. and John Favreau. They did that. Robert Downey and John Favreau.
He started the whole thing.
Yeah, but my thing is though,
movie.
To get into this whole pay thing, my thing is if whoever you are, if you don't know your worth or you don't demand more, that's up to you. Like there shouldn't have to be people coming there and tell you just because I didn't know that he was making that much money. How much did your agent ask for? You think your agent doesn't know the going rates? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the reason why Terrence Howard was not Rhodey anymore is because Robert Downey Jr. took the money that was allocated to him. That's why it's who it is now. Yeah, that's why who it is now. Yeah,
I did not know that. I thought it was something like with scheduling conflicts or something.
Yeah, Don Cheadle cheap.
Nah, Don Cheadle's cheap.
Yeah, Don Cheadle's a beast though, so I prefer him anyway. But.
And over the period of movies, Don Cheadle's made more money. That's kind of the way Terrence Howard probably could have looked at it, but Terrence Howard was coming off of the nomination of friggin' Hustle and Flow. That movie was nominated for Best Picture. So, and he won an Oscar. The movie he was in, Crash, that actually won Best Picture. So he was worth more. But Robert Downey Jr. is the talent, and they always choose the talent. So Downey Jr. took his money. Yeah, and that's why Don Cheadle, like Jemiah said, came in cheap, but he's been in Iron Man 3. I think Don Cheadle's in Iron Man 2, 3, Civil War. I mean, he's been in like 4 or 5.
Most people probably don't even know Terrence Howard was in the first Iron Man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's a good point. Who played? So for all you people, if you go Thursday night, they're going to do a lot of Marvel trivia. The answer to who played War Machine, who played Rhodey in the first Iron Man, if you say Don Cheadle, you're wrong. It's Terrence Howard. I'm excited about it. I'm just glad people are excited about it. And we defeated the trolls, like Jemiah said. Captain Marvel was at roughly $1 billion. Well, if not, we'll be there by Sunday.
Yeah, the whole thing was crazy, and also it's like, why do you care? Like, Did she come to your house and just slap you? Did she go to your job and get you fired? Like, did she kick over your mailbox?
It's about, they took something she said, and it's about them as white males becoming irrelevant. That's why. And let me make this clear: it was the man babies. It ain't every white male.
Oh no, no doubt.
Clear, you know. So, but these man babies were mad that, you know, once Wonder Woman came out and made its money, and then Black Panther came out and made its money, Hollywood now has a formula to get people into the seats, and it don't have to be a white male lead. It doesn't. You know, so
and also seeing Captain Marvel is also, people probably thought was pivotal to the Avengers Endgame plot, which is not. So that also led to things. And also, the more you scream about something that you're going to boycott, the other side's going to rally more to that side. You know what I mean? So all these people did probably was make the movie make more money than it was going to originally. You know what I mean? Yeah. And if it just came out and nobody had any outrage, it probably would have made like $700 million.
Yeah, and guess what people are saying now? Right? That people are now saying, not to interrupt you, that the trolls really were Marvel fanboys, and the reason they were saying what they were saying was because they really liked the movie. Because you notice every one of those trolls went and saw that movie. Because like you just said, Jemiah, hey, you don't like something, you click past it. You don't even worry about it. Not going to watch it. You know, so, but they went and saw the movie anyway. They all went and saw this movie. And then they came so that they could complain about it.
Yeah, like I said, my boy, he's like anything SJW, he's like against, like, no, like kill it.
Yeah,
I kind of had to make him watch the movie, and then he was like, "The movie's that's not actually bad," and I was like, "Exactly." Like, it has nothing to do with what she said as a person.
I actually haven't seen that yet. The Captain Marvel. I need to go see it like before this Endgame comes out. Is it like connected to this movie?
It's got one of the Infinity Stones in it. So
okay. All right, that's kind of important.
Like, it's got that, and it tells you that it tells you why they're called the Avengers. It shows you her power set. So if you want to know what her power set is, you can watch Ant-Man and Wasp. But that's you know, that's totally different. I get it, and I liked Ant-Man and Wasp. A lot of people didn't. You know, I was in that movie theater laughing, had a smile on my face the whole movie.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, I was laughing at that shit they were saying. So
yeah, so we only have Captain Marvel and the Endgame movie, and then after that they're done for the year in terms of like Marvel movies, or is there something else?
Sony's Marvel movie is Spider-Man Far From Home.
Spider-Man. Oh yeah, that's right.
That's happening. Yeah. So that's happening,
and then you got Episode 9 coming out.
Yeah, Episode 9 of Star Wars. But as far as superhero movies, you got Shazam.
I heard Shazam was good.
It is good.
I've checked that out.
It's good. Matter of fact, you can go see
is DC like having a rebirth now? Because I'm hearing positive things about Joker. No pun intended. My bad. You know, I know what y'all talking about. Yeah,
3 in a row. Yeah, this is their best movie, and it probably won't make as much as Aquaman, but this is a better movie.
Yeah,
than Aquaman. So, and I knew nothing about Shazam at all, like nothing. So, my favorite scene was the subway scene, but that's my favorite scene. I busted out laughing at that.
Yeah, I think Shazam's gonna be like Ant-Man. Like, I think the Ant-Man movies are better than a lot of the Marvel movies that made $1 billion.
Yeah,
Ant-Man is really fucking funny.
But it's a very niche audience for that type of movie. So I don't know if Shazam's gonna make that much money just being funny.
I think Shazam can make 750 easy.
Yeah,
based on word of mouth.
Fanboys show up.
Yeah,
but my only comment is like they should have had a better villain. Like, I guess this is an origin movie, so they can't bring in Black Adam already. But
I don't disagree with that. But it sets up a lot of stuff for The Rock can just kind of walk into and just be himself. Because The Rock, he's just playing himself. Dwayne Johnson's playing himself in these movies. That's why I like why he's so good at it. Well, he's just being himself. And he's not really asked to do anything. You know, like Denzel is a professional. He played, I liked him. I didn't like Equalizer 1, but I loved Equalizer Part 2. I don't know why, but Equalizer 1 to me just wasn't that good.
Yeah, just imagine though if they never would have did Batman vs Superman or Justice League and to introduce the superheroes individually, then you end with Shazam, and then you go into your first Justice League movie, which is versus Black Adam. You know what I mean?
I would that to me would have
he's
made
powerful enough to fight all of them at the same time.
You could definitely tell Justice League was like rushed. Like
It was
the
completely rushed.
CGI, the script, like it didn't feel like complete and shit.
Mm-hmm.
You could just tell.
Well, they have said publicly they wanted to copy the money Marvel was making, but not the template. It's like the template is why it's making the money it's making. You have to give your individual movies. I tell you what pissed those DC fanboys off the most, though, Jemiah, is when that Batman v Superman came out. And no, it wasn't. It was Justice League came out, and that hashtag "Give the Rights to Marvel" started. Man, DC fans went nuts. I mean, they were going crazy, you know.
Yeah.
And, so.
And for the people that say like, like nobody likes these dark, centric superhero DC films. Look at the Dark Knight. Like that did very well. It's just these directors that get the helm of these like characters, they don't really do a good job of implementing that well inside their stories and shit. So I think that's just the problem.
And
I think
the Justice League movie without the Martian Manhunter and freaking Green Lantern.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Or
that's what I was saying too.
Like, are you serious? Like, how do you? What? That's not a Justice League movie.
Yeah. Well, no,
I hated Flash in that movie, man. He was so annoying.
Yeah, that Flash was garbage. Ezra Miller, and then he's all crying about the script, and he wants to write his own script. Like, man, fire this dude.
Wait, he wants to write his own script? Oh God, no, please don't give that man a pen. Oh my God.
Yo, fire this dude. Do Flashpoint.
No,
and let's get this over with already. Like,
delete the whole universe. Well, except for Shazam.
Coming out this year, or
when's what coming out?
Birds of Prey.
They have a trailer for that right now. Somebody says I see the Joker trailer. Yeah, but
what?
They have a Birds of Prey trailer? I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Oh,
now Margot Robbie is writing that. I believe she's going to write and direct it. So that's the reason why she's doing it.
As long as she shows skin, I think it would be okay.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys a question. So, like, the DC, like, are some of these movies gonna be like standalone? Like, are they gonna like retcon the universe? Like,
no, they're just
again?
Well, no, they. I thought they were gonna do that too, Pablo. But if you watch Aquaman, you'll hear Mira say to Arthur at one point, "You joined a group to save the world." And he turns around and says, "Yeah, Mira, that was the world." So they in essence they canonized that trash that Zack Snyder did, you know. So,
damn.
So I thought like you, I thought they were just going to say, "Okay, guys, we're going to reset. We're going to have Batman v Superman and Justice League. That's fan fiction. We did it, but it's not canon. Still watch it, still record it, but it's not going to be canonized." But they didn't do that, so they canonized it. And again, Batman v Superman, I thought looked good. I thought it looked like a comic book movie, but the story was trash. I mean, you had Zack Snyder was like, well, he wanted Batman is afraid of Superman. That's why he wants to try to go after him. And then all the Batman fans scream, "Oh, Batman ain't afraid of nobody. That can't." So he had to kind of take that out. And it was just stuff like that. Then he had his cut. Then they cut it so that it would be more favorable to Batman. He got mad at that. It was just a complete mess. You know, it was a complete mess. I agree. And you had Wonder Woman, and that's what people got to understand. Gal Gadot has been Wonder Woman, and this is her third movie, Wonder Woman 84. This is her third movie as Wonder Woman. People got to remember that. She only has a 4-picture deal. So she's 75% done.
Yeah.
You know, because they had a Wonder Woman 84 trailer, they've got a Joker trailer, and they've got a Birds of Prey trailer. I think this is at WonderCon. I think that's
how was the Birds of Prey trailer? Was it like?
It was okay. Yeah, this looks okay. Yeah, I like Jemiah said, they got to show some skin for Birds of Prey, and it should have been R-rated. I thought it was going to be R-rated. That's the one thing DC could have done differently than Marvel is give them their R-rated stuff. Have BVS been R-rated? Shit.
You need those kids though. You need those family money, those family dollars though.
Yeah. I don't disagree, but I agree with you, Pablo, that Shazam, when it comes out, it is good. It is good. That same shill media that's shilling for Marvel, I guess now they're shilling for DC. But at the end of the day, it's good. So this will be Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and Shazam, and so they've hit three home runs. I mean, You know, so and Sony is already they're 30% done with their new Venom movie. Like it's already 30% done. So they
I actually like Venom. It wasn't that bad. It was a little cringy at times, but some of the action scenes were pretty
I
decent.
think the movie was decent, but they definitely did work on that CGI. That CGI for the next one,
Yeah,
to the next level.
and they got to work on what's that guy's name? Cletus Cassidy or whatever his name is. Carnage. I don't know. His lines that he delivered was kind of cringy. I hope they work on his dialogue in his movie when they put it out, because that was really cringe.
Yeah, JP Local said the whole Martha scene. Dude, look, here's how I would have done BVS real quick. I would have had Batman. I would have had Batman ready to go kill Superman. I would have set all that up. But then, if he's supposed to be the world's greatest detective, he should have been able to figure out that not Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne should have been able to figure out that it was Lex Luthor the whole time. Then, when Lex Luthor found out that Batman knew, have Lex Luthor kidnap Lois Lane. That still would have worked. And then have Batman and Superman show up, be ready to go in on each other. But then Bruce Wayne say, look, I know where Lois is being kept, but I can't get her without you. But they switched it. They switched it. That's all they had to do. You know, but Batman makes more money for DC than anybody. So they had to slant the movie to favor Batman, which was trash.
But,
you know.
Man of Steel came before Batman. Man of Steel was the only solo film, right, for Superman?
Correct. Yeah. So if you count Man of Steel, this is their fourth movie, solo movie, like you just said, Jemiah, that's actually good, when Shazam hits tomorrow night.
So for Man of Steel, Batman was mad because they blew up all those buildings, right, or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
The thing is,
and he's afraid. And mainly he's afraid. He's acting out of fear.
But the impact, the impact of, like, they didn't set enough impact and tone from the first film to have that be the sole reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they didn't show enough, like, they said, oh, you know, some people died, whatever. You didn't show, like, the bodies and the kids being crushed or whatever. You know what I mean? There was no emotional tie to his anger towards Superman. So it kind of felt like, what is he mad about? Like,
it was more fear. It was more fear based.
That's not how Batman operates, though. You know what I mean?
You're right.
He makes other people fear. He's not scary.
And that's what his fans said. Well, Batman not afraid of nobody. That's what they were walking around saying.
He's not. Like, Batman if you look at Batman's track record, he's beating people that he should have never beat in his life.
Yeah, and that's what they said Well, he outsmarted Superman. How? It's just like, it didn't make any sense. Like, to me, I'm like, all right, if I'm Superman, I simply grab him and throw him up, and he just keeps going. It's not. I mean, he'll keep going, and it's like, well, that's not what he's going to do. Superman is a good guy, and if he's a good guy, why is he trying to kill him? Because he's afraid of it. But you just said he was good. The movie makes no sense.
Superman was too dark from the beginning.
Yeah,
like, you can make a dark movie, but not have a character be dark in that movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They made him dark along with the movie, which was the mistake they made with Superman to begin with.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I thought Man of Steel was actually really good, but I just thought they dropped the ball with Batman versus Superman, and that's just they said they had, and it wasn't that Batman versus Superman didn't make money. It did. It underperformed, and then Justice League bombed. That's a bomb. I mean, Thor Ragnarok made more money than that, and that was the end of the DCEU. Like Grace Randolph said, there was corpse dancing. You know, but everybody was corpse dancing because she's a big DC fan and she shit all over Marvel. So she was mad as hell when Marvel bought Disney. She was mad. Or not Marvel, when Disney bought.
It's just like, she kills me with her point of view. Like,
yeah,
like she's trying to put that whole Bucky and Cap thing for like the longest.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, calm down. Like. Sometimes, like, she just, like, I'm just like, what the hell does she even talk about? You know what I mean? Like,
well, she hates Marvel. She used to work for them. She used to work for Marvel, and they fired her. Well, you know, good riddance. They fired her, but she's had an axe to grind ever since then. And whether it's conscious or subconscious, to me, she should not be like. If I'm Marvel, I would be petty and be like, look, you're not getting any press screenings to our shit. I mean, but because she's got over 700,000 subs, they're like, well, that's fine, but they don't give her top billing like John Campea. I watch him. John Campea and Charlie calls himself Emergency Awesome. They get they get the A billing as far as they get the early junkets. They get invited to behind the scenes stuff. Grace Randolph doesn't get those.
Yeah, I never watched a review until after I watched the movie.
You didn't watch what?
I never watched the review until after I watched the movie.
Yeah, well, I don't either. I just like their personalities.
Yeah.
I like it. And Charlie's is my God. I mean, that guy's an encyclopedia, and so is comic. I think it's called Comics Explained. These guys are like walking encyclopedias. You know, so they tell you the run. They can tell you how many pages the comic is. They can tell you when the comic book was released. They just know, like right there on the fly. They just do it.
One thing about reviews I want to say is like reviews can change the way you react with the game or movie or whatever. Like you can be going into a movie totally hyped, and then you read a review and it'll change your whole opinion of the movie, and you'll be looking for those certain points that the person said. This, you know what I'm saying? Instead of actually just enjoying the movie for what it is. Like,
I agree. You're right.
Movie, I don't compare it to anything else. It's like, did I enjoy that? Yes. Then it's thumbs up. Did I enjoy it? No. Thumbs down. I don't compare it to the eight movies before it or the 8 movies like it. I don't. Right. I think that's counterproductive. You know what I mean? Did you enjoy the movie? That should be the only question.
I think expectations, like to me, a Marvel origin movie, to me is going to make a certain amount of money because the other ones have. It's going to have a certain Rotten Tomatoes score because the other ones have. And it's like, okay, it's like Captain Marvel on Rotten Tomatoes. It's tracking like all the other origin movies are. You know, and Iron Man 2, which was an origin movie, a lot of people didn't like it. I liked Iron Man 2. You know, but I like Mickey Rourke. I mean, again, I've always liked Mickey Rourke. So.
I thought it was a good film.
I didn't like the movie for the fact that what they did to the Mandarin. That was ridiculous.
That was Iron Man 3.
Was it Iron Man 3?
Yeah, that's Iron Man.
Oh yeah, that was Iron Man 3.
That movie was trash.
Weird Mandarin thing they did in that movie.
Been a fan of Iron Man like in games or anything, except for Marvel vs. Capcom. Iron Man was dope. But other than that, Iron Man reminds me of like Cyclops. He's just a whack leader. You know what I mean? It's just it's like Cyclops. Iron Man and Cyclops are like the same person. I don't like
the weird thing with the Iron Man movies is like they're good. Like the character himself, like Tony Stark, he does a really good job portraying that character. But it's like the villains, like they don't offer anything to the story. Like in all 3 movies, maybe the third one, but still, like they were kind of like weak. That was like the weakest aspect of like the Iron Man movies for me. But they're like pretty good films, like in terms of like just action. To me, I guess.
I'm more interested though, Craig, if there's somehow by reversing time, kind of like do like a anti-House M thing where they somehow by bringing back all those people and shit, they end up creating mutants.
I think that's a great theory. That's my theory walking in.
How would the mutants be created?
Just by using the gauntlet and reversing all that stuff, it'll just, and also going with the quantum realm stuff, it'll just somehow inadvertently create like a split timeline where mutants now exist.
Yeah, because technically they do, because that's why they say with Scarlet Witch and with Quicksilver, who's trash. The Marvel Quicksilver's trash compared to the Fox one, but he I think that's what they're going to do. I think my theory is that something happens and they do that because they said Scarlet Witch. They said that the gem, whatever stone, the space stone, unlocked a latent ability. It's the same with Captain Marvel. They said it unlocked a latent ability. So the latent ability would be the mutant X gene. That's my theory too. That's just a theory. That's not a That's
interesting.
It's just a theory. As a matter of fact, it's a hypothesis, and it's not something that. I agree with Jemima. It's not. I'm not laying that on my pillow and sleeping with it. But it's just something like if that happens, that's at least a plausible explanation.
The only way you can up the next Black Panther is bringing in Storm.
Yo, what if the Russo brothers did Wolverine? Yeah. That would be fucking sick.
They want to do Secret Avengers. And I would love.
That's good
I
too.
want to see West Coast Avengers. Which, if they're going to bring in Miss Marvel, they're going to pretty much do West Coast Avengers because they're doing after this one. You're going to do a version of New Avengers and probably combine West Coast Avengers. But the Russos flat said they would do Secret Avengers.
Yeah, they're more of a covert, like action heavy type of espionage thriller type of filmmakers.
Yeah, that's why I think they would be really good at doing a Black Widow movie because friggin' Captain America Winter Soldier was outstanding.
Yeah,
damn, that was a good movie.
Marvel movie ever made.
Yeah, so far that's the best. And Kevin Feige did say he thought Black Panther was, but I'm always saying they're a tie. They're a tie. Black Panther though, as far as origin. Yeah, now, that's probably
the Winter Soldier, that whole boat scene with the long shots. Oh my god, that shit's sexy. Like he's just running through the boat, just destroying dudes.
Well, you can see Captain America.
It's GSP. Ah man, come on, stop it.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they didn't do him and Natasha's romance. Like I don't understand why they tried to put the romance on Bruce Banner. That was retarded. Like.
With the Black Widow thing?
Black Widow and Captain America are the ones who get together.
But
that is weird.
They explained it. She said it was because all those other guys run to the fight. You run away from it. And that to her
that's not an explanation.
It's kind of like that's why she likes him.
Whack, Craig. Like
no, but that's why she likes him over that. She's like, But
wait,
she was
what? She runs into the fight herself, so I don't.
Well, and she likes a guy. She prefers a man who doesn't just run to the fight. He tries to run away.
No, I mean,
but that's what she said. All right, if you want to say it's weak sauce, that's fine. But at least they tried to explain.
Yeah.
But when she tried to throw it on him, Age of Ultron, talking about I should have joined you in the shower. My God, I mean, shit. I was like, well, cold water or not, get on in there. But no, it's she at least tried to explain it. So,
if it's lava, I'm still getting in there with her.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I don't care if it's no water. Yeah. So, but I didn't see that coming either. That romance took me, but it never shows them like being together.
It's weak sauce. The whole thing was weak. The whole execution of that, it was not needed. And if anything, who's Hulk's chick? What's her name? Betty?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where the hell's Betty at? Like, what the hell?
They don't own her. See, you got to remember, Hulk's owned by Universal, not by Marvel Studios.
Go pay whoever you got to pay. You know what I mean? Except that Disney couldn't get that character.
Well, Universal though, Universal could come out tomorrow and make a Hulk movie.
I would have liked, you give us this character, or we're gonna buy your.
Yeah, when are we gonna get a solo Hulk film, man? I need that.
Well, right now it's up to Universal, right? Universal is bitching their own letter. That's owned by Universal. Yeah, NBC owns that. NBC Universal, whatever it is.
I did kind of like that they incorporated the whole Planet Hulk thing in Ragnarok. I thought that was kind of cool. I guess that's the closest we're gonna get to a film like that. But
which they had to ask Universal for that. Like everything you saw Hulk doing in Ragnarok, Universal has to sign off on it. That's like they have to sign off on how long he's in the movie, how what he does. That's Marvel can say, we will write him like this. It's like if Thor ever does another movie with Chris Hemsworth, he will be written like he was in Ragnarok. That's because Taika Waititi like kind of owns the way that character's written now. So that's why you didn't have them doing the Shakespearean stuff. That's what made Thor Ragnarok to me funny as hell. I mean, I was laughing in there, that shit that was going on. I mean, that friggin' when he was screaming when he was about to meet the Grand Master, it's like get ready. I laughed. I mean, it was funny to me. So I enjoyed it. Yeah, I walked out of there. I clapped after Thor Ragnarok. After Justice League, I would have hit the person next to me if somebody was sitting next to me.
I mean, hopefully we get World Breaker Hulk and Endgame.
Yeah, that's what I think we're going to get.
And then we can move into like the Illuminati and Secret Avengers and things like that if they send the Hulk away. Now they have the Fantastic Four, so they can start the Illuminati. And they have Professor X. and they have Reed Richards. So yeah, man, like
that's why it's gonna be tough. Like as you're watching the Avengers, it's gonna be hard to watch it because it's the last time they're gonna be on the screen together. This is the last time this set will be on the screen together. They have all, and again, I'm not spoiling anything. This has already been said publicly by the actors, by the directors, by the writers, by the agents. They're going their separate ways.
Yeah, just like one and done games. I don't think anything should last forever, even sex. Yeah. You know what I mean? Everything gets, everything has its end.
Yeah. It's just like people are like, well, could they fit Galactus in? It's like, well, in theory, could they run back before the movie comes out and shoot a CGI screen like Jemiah says? Yeah, they could.
Is that an X-Men character or is that? I'm not familiar with him, but I know about him.
Yeah.
Well, we know that they're going heavy towards space, you know what I mean? And then in the next phase, and probably towards mutants, maybe. So you got the Fox still, and now they have James Gunn, who never went away, but was fired, but never was fired, but always there. Nobody knows.
Yeah, James Gunn he's already said they're going to do a Guardians 3, and that probably sets up a whole lot of the space stuff that we're going to
New Gods. You see, Angelina Jolie might be a part of the New Gods.
Yeah, she didn't deny it, so. Usually if they deny that rumor, I'm like, well, she's denying it, so I'll just have to wait. But good for her. That's the kind of actress that they've been trying to get forever. I mean, they got Brie Larson, so.
Win an Oscar?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't think they may have been nominated.
Yeah, I think she did. Wasn't she? Was she the one that was in Creed, or was that the other chick?
The Tessa Thompson was in Creed, the first Creed. She was in the second one too, wasn't she?
Yeah, I think so. I think she won something for that.
Yeah, uncompetitive. I agree. Adam Warlock in Guardians 3. Yeah.
I'm not familiar with some of these characters. I'm glad that they're introducing them in the MCU though, because like that way I can learn more about them and stuff.
Yeah. You got to get on your no horse. So.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm slacking when it comes to these characters.
Nah, don't worry about it. All right, anything else? I'm gonna go ahead. Oh, Pablo, do you think real quick? Do you think the consumer or exclusives are anti-consumer?
No, I don't think they're anti-consumer. It's just people complaining about them not having those games on their preferred platform. The simplest answer to that is just get a PS4. It's like, is it really breaking your wallet that much that you can't like afford one or whatever? Just take $100 out of your check every time you get paid, and then you'll get a PS4, and then you get a game.
It's
get the PS4 exclusive.
People are so brainwashed by this console that they refuse to play it on a different console. Like, it's not about the money; it's about people just refusing to. I don't know. I don't understand how people, green versus blue versus red thing got to this.
Yeah, it's retarded. That's why I got a Switch.
Yeah,
because of Smash. Like, I wanted to play Smash.
Exactly. Like, my philosophy before we leave, Craig, is buy whatever game you want to buy and play it on the best possible. Play at the best possible quality. You know what I mean? And that's it.
Yeah, I agree. If you want it, for the people that are talking about the power, play on PC. That's all I can say. I'm just somebody who's played Forza. Yeah. I played Forza Horizon on Xbox X. I played it. No, or did I? Yeah, I did play Forza Horizon on Xbox X. I did do that. And then I played it on PC. And you can play it at 1080p 60 on Xbox. But on PC, my God, I had that thing at 1440p and it was running like 90 FPS at high settings. I
finally get my TV replacement tomorrow. I can stop using this 1080p TV. This shit's trash.
What kind of 1080p TV is it?
It's an LG TV. I got this shit like 10 years ago. I just always had it in a closet. You know what I mean?
All right, man.
LG ones are not that good. It depends which one you look at.
LG SK9500. I'm about to get that joint. Even though I'm getting the replacement for my other TV, I had the Samsung KS8000, but the shit was fucked up. So they sent me this LG joint.
Oh yeah, was it an OLED? I mean, if you're going to get LG, get an OLED TV.
Only thing is, like, I can't do that with the PC because I do too much Photoshop stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
I leave it on, it would just burn the TV up.
Nah, it's a good point. Legit.
QLED though, or that Samsung Q8 too. Either the LG or the Samsung Q8. I'm looking at that one.
Yeah, well, their Q series, if you can, this is 2009. Try to find a Samsung TV from 17, because all they did was they changed some of the parts in the 18 models. And they charged, and for HDR, the N7s, like NU7, whatever it is, 63, they ain't got HDR in it. They don't even have 8-bit HDR. They got like an 8-bit compatibility problem.
I'm talking about the QLED joints.
Oh yeah.
Is HDR gimmicky to you guys, or is it like
no? Not for me. Seeing games played at HDR, it's hard to go back to non-HDR.
Really? I think
for me,
some games that matter more than others. Yeah.
Horizon Zero Dawn with HDR is the best looking game on console.
But it definitely makes the game look like it's supposed to look. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Not gimmicky at all.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's not for me. Seeing games in HDR and I understand some games like the JRPGs. I don't think a lot of them have HDR. So I assume Ghost of Tsushima will, but I don't think Sekiro has it. I don't think Persona has it. Just stuff like that. So, it's for me HDR. The deep colors, the way the colors are looking is, especially at night, like a Horizon Zero Dawn when she's walking through different fields and there's fireflies and stuff like that. It's hard to describe what that looks like. It looks real good. Gran Turismo, you get the softer lighting if you're running your track at night, stuff like that. So
HDR is definitely not a gimmick.
Nah. So somebody say Chris Hardy saying that HDR is mind blowing with the Pro. It is. It's just it just for me. That's just my opinion though. It's definitely not the end of the world. It's not a deal breaker, but yeah. But guys, I agree with you all. The exclusive thing. I was just gonna say the exclusive thing. Yeah, the people who are bitching about it are the people who don't have it. And Avengers Endgame. Yeah, I got my tickets. I'm going Friday, Saturday, the 26th and 27th. So that's a
Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, that's a 3-hour joint. So I've already told people. Yeah, don't try to contact me.
You're gonna be missing.
I'll be missing because I got a 7:30 ticket, so I ain't getting out of there till 11ish. With previews and everything, and then then I'm getting right up on Saturday morning and going to the gym, getting my buff on, and going from there. So be right back. And you're right, Jemai. With the reserve seating, you can show up 5 minutes before the movie starts. You ain't gotta get down there and wait in line. So
I can't. Do they even are theaters even still like that open for you to just walk in?
Yeah. Cinemark here in my city, by the mall. You just walk in and you just go get your ticket. You can still get your ticket on Fandango, but it doesn't go to with Fandango when you're doing the movie select, where it goes to select the seat. It doesn't do that. It gives you your ticket number. You go up there and you with your printout and say they print out the ticket. So yeah.
Okay.
But somebody's going on the 25th. Yeah, he said he's sitting in the center of the theater. Well, lucky you. Like I said, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, that's a good spot.
Yeah, I'm going. I think the junket is next Tuesday night. So I think next Tuesday night the press gets it. They put them on NDA till the 16th or 17th, and I think that's when you'll start getting stuff. But I'm not gonna look at it. I'll look at one person, and if they say it's really good, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna be like, all right, well, fine. But I'm seeing it. I got 2 tickets, so I'm gonna go watch it twice, like I did with Captain Marvel and Black Panther and the rest of them. So,
Yeah, it's so crazy though, because like around this time last year, we were just seeing Infinity War, so now we're so close to seeing Endgame. It's so crazy how time goes by.
Yeah. I'm excited. So yeah, Jemai, go ahead and shout yourself out, brother.
Man, it's your boy, your local console lover. I'm out.
All righty. Pablo the Third, what's happening?
Yo, it's Pablo the Third, the real P3. Craig, I
Yeah.
appreciate you having me on, man. As always, good show tonight or today.
Yeah,
All right,
Thank you, man.
Pablo, don't be letting Diver punk you, son. You know what I mean?
No, I'm not worried about him.
Yeah,
He's
well,
trying to get in my head.
Yeah, shout out to Diver if he was in the chat. Shout out to him. Shout out to everybody that came by, that swung by. Hit that like button. Shout out to these two brothers for jumping on and expressing their views. And shout out to everybody out there. Like I said, I'm going to get on up out of here. My ears are sweating from these new headsets. So, but shout out to everybody for coming by. Thanks. And yeah, I'm going to go play some Mass Effect 2 on PC.
Yo,
Yep.
yeah. I was just about to download that joint again.
Mass Effect 2.
Yeah, man.
But you know, on Origins, they want for Mass Effect 3, all the DLC. Those mofos want $30 damn for all the DLC.
I was gonna say I have all the DLC for all the Mass Effect already.
Yeah, but how? New Origins?
No, I bought it. Yeah, I used to.
Oh, when it was coming out.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, they want $30.
I paid a lot of money.
Yeah, they're talking about it's 10 hours of extra content. Well, for $30, really?
The Lair of the Shadow Broker is worth. The Lair of the Shadow Broker.
Yeah, that's Mass Effect 2.
That shit is sick.
Yeah.
Mass Effect 2 was so good. Like,
yeah. Lair of the Shadow Broker is the best DLC. The Overlord DLC, which I do, I got that DLC pack, and I'm just bitching, but because I'm going to get the I'm going to get it for the Mass Effect 3 too, but as well. But no, I don't disagree with you. But share the Shadow Broker is the best deal, especially if you romanced Liara and Mass Effect 1. So
I do hope that at E3 though we do get a Dragon Age 4 like a teaser, like show me some character models. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I doubt it, but that would be nice. I don't know if EA is going to be there.
No, they won't. Well, they'll be at E3, but not at that main stage.
Don't they have their own show?
Yeah, they have their own show. So is Ubi, and I think somebody Square Enix. They're having their own show. So, and the EA Star Wars game, which Jeremiah brought up episode 9. So the EA Star Wars game will be shown next week at Star Wars Celebration.
Nice.
So be on. So I'll do a video for that one. But all right, guys, we're gonna get on up out of here.
One more thing, Craig. I want to control. The next time somebody says exclusives are anti-consumer, just keep scrolling.
Yeah.
It just keep scrolling.
Yeah, so because like Forrest Gump says, stupid is what stupid does.
You know what I mean? It's a no. It's no. The answer is no, and just keep scrolling. Don't worry about it. I'm out.
Yeah. All right, then, guys, we're getting out of here. Peace out.
Peace out.